Hey everybody, I'm doing chemical peels and a little radio frequency today. I am currently traveling, so I decided to do it from the hotel room. So I'm gonna let you guys start coming on. Yes, yes, yes. Hi everybody. Hi. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you guys caught my live yesterday, but if you missed it, don't look it up, because it was, honestly, have you ever had like one of those things where you think, well, for me, I thought I had everything framed right yesterday, and hello, hi everybody, and I just had the wrong framing and I couldn't see him, so it wasn't my best live yesterday, which is why I decided I'm gonna do a live today. Thanks, my skin looks amazing. Thank you so much. Okay. I left this morning at about 8 in the morning, and I am set up to do a chemical peel and a little radio frequency. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, you guys. Yes, I brought my mushroom coffee with me. Okay, so first we're gonna let's talk about chemical peels, because what I don't wanna do is I'm not going to do radio frequency on my face and then do a chemical peel. You guys, that would be like crazy. I mean, listen, if you did that in office and it was under a controlled environment, that would be great. But I'm gonna do a chemical peel on my full face, and then I'm gonna do radio frequency on my neck and my chest. Because when you're doing radio frequency, whether you're using, this is my favorite, the Lumo, but whether you're using the Lumo or you're using like a tripolar, I brought this because this one doesn't have a lot of battery. I didn't want to bring the charger. But when you're using something like this, you're constantly moving this around your skin. I love the Obagi Blue Peel, Adriana. I did that I filmed that on my YouTube channel. I looked like The Walking Dead, so that was interesting. And I went in every day and I had photos taken so I could see the progression of my skin, and literally your skin like peels off in giant clumps. But man, is that sucker effective. So Dr. Obagi said I should come in every 3 years. I haven't done that, but I am planning on doing that soon. I just have had so much great results doing this kind of protocol at home that I haven't really felt that I needed to go in for another blue peel yet. So, okay, so we're gonna talk about chemical peels really quickly, and then I'm gonna do a radio frequency on my neck and my chest, because you don't wanna do those together. If you're doing this and you're constantly rubbing, which you always have to keep radio frequency moving, you don't wanna then do a chemical peel on top of that, because that's gonna end up really just irritating the skin, right? Which we don't want to do. We want controlled traumas, but when we're doing something too much, we can exhaust the skin. And I used this analogy the other day, and I want you guys to kind of learn from this just a second, okay? If you're somebody that curls your hair, or you've had a hairdresser curl your hair, if you ever got to a point where it's like, that is just not gonna, it's protesting right now, it's not gonna do anything. You could do that to your skin. So we need to be very careful in how we layer our devices at home and how we layer treatments in offices. So if you are somebody that hops around to different med spas and gets treatments, you need to make sure that everybody is on the same page and they know what you have just done. Because, I don't want to point fingers, but there was a case where somebody did too much cool sculpting, and you're only supposed to do cool sculpting every 6 weeks, and this person went from place to place to place and kept doing it, and has ruined their skin because of it. So you listen, you don't want to hide stuff from your doctor, you don't want to hide stuff from your dermatologist. If you're doing stuff at home and you go in for an in-office treatment, you need to let them know what you're doing at home. And if you're like bar hopping, but med spa hopping, you need to let them know, because you can exhaust the skin just like you can exhaust the hair, and it just gives up, and you're taking those 5 steps backwards, which is why I came up with this protocol. Now, this is an at-home protocol, you guys. This is not an in-office protocol. If I were doing these treatments in office, I would space them out very differently. but this is an at-home protocol. So when I do this at home, now I've had a super busy week, so I haven't got to everything that I'm supposed to do, and I can layer some of my treatments. So that's kind of what we're doing today. Today is Sunday, and I should be microneedling, but I'm at a beach, and I'm not going to microneedle any part of my body because that would not be very smart. So I'm going to probably end up doing that tomorrow. But we're going to do a little radio frequency. I deliberately didn't do it yesterday so that I could do some radio frequency on my neck and my chest. And then on Friday, what was that? Thursday, I bypassed my chemical peel on Thursday because I'm going to do it for you guys right now. Okay, so first of all, what chemical peels do, and I've got several that I brought with me, but what chemical peels do is it affects two layers of the dermis. The epidermis, which is the outer layer, and the dermis, which lies right underneath it. And there's bonds, like this, that connect those skins and the skin cells. The dry skin cells on the top, the old ones, and the newer ones in the down below. So what chemical peels do is it loosens the bonds between the older skin cells and the fresh ones, and then these slough off and you've got baby skin. Now, the chemical peels that I use at home are not the same, like somebody mentioned the Obagi blue pill earlier. This is not what we're talking about. Do not do those at home. You will ruin your skin. You need to have those in a controlled environment. Ooh, somebody just turned on the water next door and I can hear it through. So I'm going to be doing today, this is the ordinary, this is an AHA 30% and a BHA 2%. This only stays on my skin for 5 minutes, but I want to tell you why you do this. Chemical peels not only help with fine lines and wrinkles, but also the skin tone, the overall texture. Wow, very thin walls in here. The overall texture, acne, melasma, things like that. This can actually help with that. Fine lines and wrinkles, sunspots, all of that. These kind of things can help. So it does help with unclogging pores for acne. This is one of my favorite ones for that. So if you guys have, if anybody out there is suffering from acne, this is a great one. This is by Paula's Choice. This is a 2% BHA. Now, BHAs are all salicylic acid. That's what it is. But AHAs are the major group of chemical peels, and those include things like glycolic acids. Here's that's a salicylic acid. So this is a BHA. So if I see a salicylic acid mask, I know that it's a BHA, okay? These are great for all skin types, but particularly great for if you suffer from acne. So I love these two as well. And remember that all of the great skincare, all of the great treatments out there for fine lines and wrinkles were originally developed for acne. Retin-A is deliberately, it was specifically an acne treatment. I got this weird, no questions? Okay. So that's all good. You know, if we dry the skin out, what it does, I learned this from Dr. Obagi, what it does when we dry the exterior of the skin with a retinoid, a chemical peel, things like that, what it does is it helps those layers underneath the dermis to make its own moisture. So drying out the skin is not bad. So even if you don't have acne, this is a great chemical peel to use on the days when you follow the protocol. On the day, you know, a couple days a week, you can do this. If you really suffer from acne and you're not, you know, you're liking this a lot more than like a tretinoin, you can use this every day. They're not going to be able to overdo this. Now, when you combine stuff like radio frequency and chemical peels like this, you can overdo it. So you have to be very careful, which is why if you don't have the protocol, make sure you DM me protocol. Okay, so the three major groups of chemical peels are AHAs, BHAs, and PHAs. PHAs are not really, they're usually in combination with other stuff. For example, this one that I found is a glycolic peel, but it has PHAs in it. So it's more for like toners and stuff that you don't really rinse off, all right? AHAs are the most common. Those are the alpha hydroxys. Those are glycolic, lactic, and mandelic. And those change depending on how sensitive your skin is. So can you use at home an AHA chemical peel if you have sensitive skin? Absolutely you can. You just need to go for the more of the mandelic acids, right? This one by what was this? Who is this by? By the Ink Key List. This is great for sensitive skin, as well as this by Sunday Riley is a lactic acid. So when I use a chemical peel on my neck, because my neck is super sensitive, I will do more of a Mandelic acid, still an AHA, or a lactic acid, still an AHA. Okay, so there are various degrees of, how deep they go, but also if it's a smaller molecule, it's going to go deeper. And the glycolic acids have the smallest molecule, they're going to go deeper. So, okay, so that's the AHAs. Then we've got the BHAs, which I said before are all salicylic acid. These are great for acne. And then we have the polyhydroxy acids, the PHAs, which I'm not going to speak about really, because they're not really just sold as that. They're in a combination of a lot of different stuff. Okay, so glycolic acid is the most popular. It's the smallest molecule. The smallest particle means it penetrates deeper. So it's the most irritating, but you get the deepest treatment at home, and it's well tolerated if you have normal to dry skin. So this is my favorite amongst all of the AHAs at home, because you can use this once a week, which I do. And so I'm really liking this, and I'm going to keep that on for about 5 minutes. Paula's Choice also makes a 25% AHA and a 2% BHA that is also really great. And then the lactic acids, like I had said, are a little tiny bit bigger molecule, still an AHA. This by The Ordinary, this is a lactic acid, 10% plus hyaluronic acid. So this is something that I also really, really like. And then I didn't bring, because I'm traveling, I didn't bring everything to show you guys, but just know that the lactic acid is for a little bit more sensitive skin than if you're doing like an AHA, like a glycolic acid, or the Mandelic acid. If you've got super sensitive skin, you want to use it on your neck, the Mandelic acid is really great for that. Okay, and then I already talked about all the other stuff. Okay, I'm gonna really start getting into this. Okay, so you could do these once a week. I brought my little container. Got this. Okay, this is a 5 minute. Can somebody time me? Once I get it all on, I'll take off my earrings. Once I get it all on, no, I'm not. Somebody just said, are you an esthetician? You know what's really interesting is I had a choice of either a couple years ago of going back to USC and becoming a gerontologist, somebody who studies the aging process and how to help people live longer. Not only live longer, but how do you live healthier, and how do you help with your bones and your brain and your heart? Your skin's your largest organ, and I've always been obsessed with skincare from a very, very young age. But I also have a master's in psychology, and so through the aging process, gerontologists study the aging process in terms of the physically what happens to us from now when our collagen starts diminishing, we start losing fat in our face, our arteries starts getting clogged, our muscles start losing density and start having sarcopenia where fat infiltrates the muscle. All of this shit I learned at USC in school, and I came to a crossroads a couple years ago of am I better served at going and learning more about skincare, or do I just learn from the great dermatologists who have taken me under their wing and said, okay, you're doing this wrong, do this, don't do this, or do I go back to school and learn about healthy aging? And I chose option number 2. And what's interesting in social media is that I've had a lot of people that come to me because of the skincare, but then I help them live a little bit longer and better and extend that health span. And if you think that, your skin isn't important in healthy aging, it is, because all of this changes. You guys need to start loving your skin right now, because it's the best skin you're going to have. Time keeps moving, right? And you can improve your skin, but just know, you can't halt everything. You can't stop everything. And so I have discovered that the psychology degree really helps me to be able to connect with my clients and go through the psychology of aging while we're helping ourselves look and feel our best along the timeline of, through this whole aging process. So the psychology degree really helps me there, and I have felt that the gerontology degree helps me really extend people's health span. I'm still going to do this stuff with my skin, and so a lot of people, you know, find me because of skin, but it's not the main thing I do. I'll get the clients in with the skincare, help them look their best so that psychologically they feel good, their self-esteem is lifted, but I help them live longer too. So I'm going to just put a few little drops in here. I like these silicone cups, you guys, because you don't have to touch the product with your hand. When you touch the product with your hands and then, you know, you're moving stuff all around, it's just, it makes it to where it's not as sterile. So I'm going to just start putting this on. Can you please give me a copy of your home plan? Yeah, all you have to do is DM me protocol after this. Okay, so here we go. Once I get this on, not yet, but I'll have you guys, somebody time me for 5 minutes. So there's a little bit of burning involved, but it's not bad. And I did use my retinoids last night, you guys. So a lot of people say, oh, don't use retinoids the night before. I'm using this new adapalene, which is a third generation of tretinoin, and there's a very little irritation with it. So I'm loving it right before I do any sort of microneedling or chemical peel. So if you want, how do I fit this in? I do this once a week. That's it, because I do so much other stuff with my skin that you don't want to overdo it. You can do too much. You can exhaust the skin, and instead of stimulating collagen, you start producing like misshaped, bad structured collagen, and it's just not good. Okay, so not yet, not yet. Let me get this all on. Now, could you imagine I'm peeling my skin? I'm going to get this close to my eye. Okay, if there's a dermatologist out there, you're not going to like this, but I've been doing this for a long time. And I get all the way back in my hairline. And I'm going to go right. I'm going to leave the top of my eyelids for the very last because they're very thin. Everybody's eyelids are very thin, and so you don't need it on there for very long. Stay away from your lips. Okay, can somebody time me for 5 minutes? No, this isn't called the vampire peel. The vampire facial, although that's a really good name for it though. I like that, the vampire peel, because it's red. I like the fact that this is red because you can see exactly where you've put it, right? So now I have 5 minutes. Can somebody time? Because I can't do that on my phone right now. So. Yeah, so at 11:23, I need to rinse this off or I'm going to be burning like crazy. Now, could you imagine if I were to do one of these like radio frequency devices over this with like the conductive gel, rubbing? It's not smart, you guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. I will do it tomorrow though. I will do it tomorrow. I will. Because, you know, this is an at-home peel. This is sold on Amazon, for God's sake. So it's an at-home peel. Now, there are some crazy things that you can get on Amazon, but this is an at-home peel. It's designed to be used at home. So you can use this once a week, even with all of the other stuff that I'm doing. Now, if I'm microneedling my face on Sunday and I do my chemical peels on Thursday, it depends on how deep I went and how fast I healed. And a lot of how fast I heal has to do with how healthy I am. I'm not going to do this on the neck. If I were to do this on the neck, I would do either, that was a great question, because this is too strong for my neck. You guys, our skin here is very, ooh, did I just drop something? Okay. Our skin here, and I got it on my hand. Okay, let me just rinse this off. Our skin on our neck and the skin around our eyes is a different kind of skin. It doesn't secrete moisture. So we can't treat it the same. We can't treat it the same, which is why when we get a little bit closer, when I get closer to the time, I'm gonna put a little bit on the top of my eyelids because it's gonna help with crepiness, but I have to be super careful and that skin is thin. So I don't wanna keep this on for 5 minutes on my face. If I wanted to, whoever said like, what about your neck? If I wanted to, I could, make sure I get that off. I could wait for like a minute before my time is done, coat my neck and chest, jump in the shower and wash it all off. And I have done that before, but if I'm using a chemical peel on my neck, which is much thinner type of skin, I would normally put this on my chest, but I have to wash this off and I'm worried I'm going to flash somebody or something. So I'm not going to put that on my chest. I'm going to do some radio frequency on my neck and my chest. If I were doing a chemical peel on my chest though, on my neck and my chest, I would use something like the Sunday Riley, which is an all-in-one lactic acid. And remember, a lactic acid, even though it's an AHA, is a bigger molecule than a glycolic acid. And so it's going to be not going to penetrate as deep, and it's not going to be as irritating. So when I do my neck and my chest, I tend to use a lactic acid, or I use a Mandelic acid, also an AHA, but a larger molecule than what I have on my face. So it's not going to penetrate. You're going to have less irritation. Does that make sense, everybody? I think I should give you guys like a protocol on all the chemical peels and which one is right for you. Does that seem like something that would be interesting for you guys? The bottle says leave it on for 10 minutes. Does it? Ooh. Oh my God, I wish my eyes would be working right now. Once with, okay, wait. Leave on for no more than 10 minutes? Okay, yay! We can leave it on a little bit longer then. Let's do it. Let's do it. So what would that put us at, you guys? Whoever was keeping track. Does that put us at 23? Does that put us at 11:28? Somebody? 11:28? Okay, and I'm getting a lot of yeses for the protocol in terms of how do you use a chemical peel at home. Thumbs up, that's a good thing that we want that. You guys want something like that? Because I can make some, just like I did for this with what I do on a weekly basis. I have a microneedling protocol that tells you all of the depths and stuff like that. Opportunity was the first time. Okay, 11:28. 11:28. Good. What's the back patch? Oh, sorry, I just asked that. Okay, so 11:28. You guys, please. I don't want to burn my face. Just help me keep track. And then a couple minutes right before, I'm gonna do it on my upper lids. Holy crap! This is levels. This is a continuous glucose monitor. I'm gonna be doing next Saturday, I think, a whole live on keeping your glucose, your blood sugar level stable, and how that helps with weight loss, and how that helps with an optimal metabolic health, and how it helps you live longer. So I'm testing what foods spike my blood sugar level, and I'm bringing all that information to you guys so you can see like how food is so important in what we do. And if you think food, what you consume in your body doesn't affect your skin, you're mistaken. Everything affects your skin. It is our largest organ. And this is when somebody said, are you an esthetician? No, I'm not. But I study the aging process. And this largest organ is very much tied to our self-esteem. And when we don't take care of that and the aging process happens, listen, we're all gonna, if we're lucky, if we are blessed, we're gonna end up old, wrinkled up men and women with a ton of wrinkles on our face, and our skin's gonna be crepey, and that's what's gonna happen. And that's the reality. But does that mean that you just like throw in the towel? You're like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna do anything. No, I don't believe that, because our skin is tied to our self-esteem. So however you take care of yourself, through meditation, through your diet, through exercise, through seeing your doctor on a regular basis, going to the dentist, all of this stuff is self-care. And yet when we take care of our skin and we try to help the function of our skin to behave younger, all of a sudden we get criticized. I call BS on that shit, because I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be shamed into not taking care of my skin. I know how important it is. I missed a bunch of questions here. What type of tea do you recommend for breakfast, the fasting, instead of the mushroom? I drink an entire thermos. It's in the other room. An entire thermos of green tea, green matcha tea, before my feet hit the ground. Well, that's not. My husband brings it to me before my feet hit the ground. But a lot of times I'm running and I'm doing stuff, but I have a full thermos of green tea. That is the first thing that I drink. Take my morning stuff and then drink a whole thing of green tea. It's later on in the day, like around 11, that then, yes, I did bring it. I then have my mushroom coffee, because if I've already created that autophagy, right? I've already created my brain with my 16-hour fast is already taking those proteins, those damaged proteins, and refiguring them and picking them apart for parts. Then, you know, I want to make sure that I'm putting something in my brain that's helping with, you know, all the neurons and all the synapses and all of that stuff, and it's really helping to keep my brain working. That's why I break a fast with a mushroom coffee. There's a method to my madness. It's crazy. Are your skincare routine for Asians too? Yeah, you know, there's certain things you have to be careful of when it comes to what type of skin you have, what level of melanin you have in your skin. Heat is one of them. So radio frequency, when you're talking about devices like this, you got to make sure you're reading the instructions to make sure. Oh, 2 more minutes. Thank you. Oh, got to do the eyebrows. I mean the eyelids. 2 more minutes. Okay, you guys. Sorry, I'm like up close and personal, but that's what it takes. Okay, sorry. Do this other one. Oh my God, I was so disappointed by my live yesterday, you guys. There was something wrong. I had the wrong angle and I couldn't see JT, and so most of the live I'm like this. I'm like trying to like see where he is. So embarrassing. Don't go back and watch that one. Okay. We're getting close. So I think the consensus was that you guys would like a protocol on chemical peels at home, right? Like all of my top ones on each thing, what your skin type is, what is good for you, how often should you do them. I'm going to do that. I'm doing that with the younger looking eyes. So if you guys missed that live on the younger looking eyes, that's when you want to go back and see. Go back and see that, and that protocol I'm working on should be done on Tuesday. Yeah, should be done on Tuesday. Okay, we getting close. Let me get the water temperature right. Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna get a good one here. Yeah, thanks for correcting me, you guys, on the time that this was on, because I do so many different peels that I thought this was a 5 minute. It's not. Okay, I'm washing. Keep your eyes closed. And I'm going to use a washcloth as well. I can taste it, so I know it's not off. Normally what I would do is jump in the shower. That's how you really, and that's when I would do my neck and my chest as well. But that's not going to happen. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that's the one. Ooh, I wish I could see what you guys, I wish sometimes I could hear what you guys are saying. Okay. Whew. Oh my God, you know what's funny is I did a live with Making Up for Gloss Time, and she set me straight with the waterproof mascara. I'm not a makeup person, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing with makeup, but she set me straight with the waterproof mascara, and she had said, now I'm going to take all my mascara off, you guys, because this is what's happening. It's just going to end up like a doll. You know what, let me go like this. Okay. Woo. Yeah, she set me straight with the waterproof mascara. You don't need waterproof mascara, you need tubular. I think that's what she called it, tubular mascara. and that's the mascara that just kind of coats your eyelashes and it just comes off with water, that's what's happening. When I normally do a live, the only thing I have on is a little bit of mascara because, of course, you know, you're working on your skin, so you can't do that. But now I can see like, oh, there's like mascara that's all come off. Woo! That is fresh after a peel. I'm going to dry my skin, but you'll see. Whew. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Izzy. Okay, are we all caught up? We are. Okay, I'm going to do some radio frequency now. Oh, my skin feels great. Just to be honest with you, it feels great. It feels like not tight. I wouldn't say tight, but it feels like something happened. I did something to it. I did something good. I did something good for the function of my skin. That's what it feels like. Because remember, you guys, we stop. I've tried to stop saying you guys so many times, and I can't. So I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but that's what I'm dealing with. It's like a habit. Is your eyeliner permanent? It is. It is. My eyeliner's permanent. Honestly, the permanent eyeliner, and I'm not recommending this because I don't want you guys to go out and find a tattoo artist and do something stupid. Okay? So, but I found a semi-permanent makeup tattoo person. That's all they do. They're not going to make a butterfly on your arm, right? This is all they do is your eyeliner. I found that as I've gotten older, well, first of all, I wear a lot less makeup. So to be able to roll out of bed with eyeliner on and just be able to work on my skin or do whatever, or, you know, put on a tinted sunscreen and leave the house, it's made my life so much easier. And also it's like less things I'm having to like continually pull and do on my skin. So that permanent eyeliner, which I did in brown, don't ever do it in black because tattooing will pull blue. That's why you don't ever want to do your lips, okay? And I know that there's some very temporary stuff to do with your lips, and that would be fine. But when you're doing a permanent or a semi-permanent tattooing and you're doing black or too dark, when the other colors fade, what you're left with is a blue tinge. That's not good. It's not good. I'm thinking getting it done too. I gave it to my stepmother for one of her birthday gifts because her eyes were going, and she said, I just can't do eyeliner, and your eyeliner always looks like it's there. So I gave it to her, and she loves it. She doesn't wear any makeup now, just a little sunscreen, and her eyes are defined. So it is. What would you recommend for acne scarring? Microneedling. Microneedle the hell out of that, and then on the day after it heals, you're going to do a prescription strength tretinoin, and then on your off days, you're going to hit it with this, and then you can also add, oh my god, yes, I traveled with all this shit. You can also add a red light therapy mask. All of that stuff will help with the scarring. Same as stretch marks, right? If you have stretch marks, microneedling helps with that as well. So, okay. I'm all dried off here. Let me see. I want to see if I missed anything. Okay, thank you advice. I'm so brown, so you have to top lower line. Yeah, I have it on both. I have it on the top, and I have on the bottom. You don't do a line. On the bottom, you do dots in between your lashes. Okay, you might just be seeing some mascara that it has. Yeah, I can try to get close. On the bottom, it's just dots in between the lashes. On the top is a line, and it's in a dark brown. Thank you guys for asking though. Have you tried semaglutide such as Wegovy? No, I haven't. But I did a whole live on that because it is a big thing, especially in LA. People are shrinking, and they're getting this weight loss shot. So I did a whole live on it. If you guys, if you guys want to see that live, it gets, the lives, because I do them every week, they get a little bit buried. So let me see, when I post this live today, you'll see what the thumbnail looks like. So then you can scroll through the feed and find the thumbnails where the lives are, okay? It's too much surgery. You obviously you don't know anything that I've done, so that's, and I film everything. Okay, I'm gonna do some radio frequency on my neck and my chest. I'll keep letting you guys, the questions come in. And then somebody said something about diabetes, so I wanna go back, because I know this was on, yeah, I did a live on the Wegovy and the Ozempic shot. Make sure you check that out. There's a lot of pros and cons. If you're diabetic or you're pre-diabetic, it could help, really, really help. It's not something you want to do if you want to lose 5 or 10 pounds. So look at your diet, hit the gym. There's other things to do. When I do my live next week about insulin and about glucose, your blood glucose levels, you're going to see just in the way that you eat something, the order that you eat something makes a giant difference. I'm going to talk about all of that stuff. But I want to see what is the arm? This is great for if you have diabetes. You're going to want to get that. You're going to want to do this. It is great for something like that. It's a good idea. Yes, it is. It is like the future of monitoring blood glucose levels. But it's not. This is not. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from anybody. This is available for anybody. Company sent it to me. I want to check and see, like, are the typical things that are spiking my blood sugar, is it coinciding with how I feel after I eat certain things? I have a Fiberline product that I love, that I feel like really keeps my blood glucose levels stable. And so what I'm doing, this is how crazy my brain works. What I'm doing is I'm eating something without taking the fiber, and I want to see what happens with my blood glucose level. And then the next day I'm eating the same thing, but I'm having the Fiberline like 15 minutes before. So if you guys are interested in that product, just DM me. Fiber. Okay, I gotta move. I gotta keep moving. Keep moving. Okay, I'm gonna do the radio frequency. I'm just putting a little bit of hyaluronic acid in here. I like it as a conductor because I don't have to rinse it off. So I like using this with radio frequency, but I also brought, like, this is from the Medicube one. So anytime that you get like these kind of conductive gels, you don't necessarily have to buy the next, keep rebuying it. You can get a big thing of ultrasound gel from Amazon. It's on my Amazon store. You can also use like a hyaluronic acid like this, which I love, and it works as a conductive gel. So it has to be an oil-free base to it to work as a conductive gel. Okay. Ooh, my skin feels so good. I wish I could show you a little bit more, and I feel like I need some chapstick. That's for sure. Let me see if I have that here. Let me see what the heck. I do have some chapstick. Okay. All right. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. Okay. This one, my lips felt a little dry. Okay. I'm going to use... I found this new little brush. I'm not sure I like it, to be honest with you. I think I still like these super simple, ridiculously cheap silicone brushes that are on my Instagram store. This one, I don't know. I'm not liking it. I'm not using it. I'm using this. Okay, so I'm coating my neck with a little bit of conductive gel. Ooh, my face feels so good. I'm gonna coat my chest. Now remember, with radio frequency, because it heats up, whoever asked the question before about is this good for Asian skin, these devices should be great for Asian skin, either one of these. This is the tripolar, this is the Lumo by Even Skin. This is my favorite just because it does a lot, and because of the head. Look at the head of this one, and look at the head of this one. So when I'm doing my body, I can use this same device. So that's why I like this as a radio frequency device as opposed to this. But I still like to use this. This is really easy, like around that area. I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and it won't be on a live. But okay, so I'm gonna turn this on. Now, according to the protocol and according to the company, you always have to read the instructions. This is great for all skin types except for, I think, if you're like type 5. If you're like type 5 and also type 1, which is super, super, super pale, this could turn you a little bit pink, which I don't mind. So whoever asked if this is great for Asian skin, it depends on, there's a whole broad range of colors for Asian skin, so it really depends. So just make sure you're reading the instructions well. And for this, we can do a total of 25 minutes of RF, and RF is heating the skin. So if you suffer from melasma, skin discolorations, if you've got, you know, something else that is going to, you know, change when you heat the dermis, and that is usually melasma and like the, you know, just that kind of hyperpigmentation. A device that heats the skin could make it worse. So you need to make sure that you're not just getting any device and you're like, hey, let me just do this. This is what Darnell says. No, everybody's skin is different, and you need to make sure that you're using a device that's right for you. So with this device, I'm staying away from my thyroid. So stay away from right down the middle. Now I can go like this and get all of that jaw kind of defined out. But it's a 25-minute treatment of RF total. So when you look at this, I'm in RF. I don't know if it's too much of a glare, but I'm in an RF mode. There's multiple modes here. There's an ion, there's ENI, which helps your product soak in a little bit better. There's EMS, which is muscle stimulation. And then there's the cooling. So whatever still has the RF, I have to count and make sure that I'm not doing any more than 25 minutes. Okay, I missed a question here. I'm gonna scroll back. Kind of a link to your device for face and body. For this one, yeah, what you would do is you can DM me radio frequency, and then it'll give you the list of radio frequency devices that I like. Because you guys, there's so many devices on the market right now, and not all of them are safe, and not all of them are effective. You know how many devices I've thrown away because it's like, this isn't work. There's no way that this works. No way that it works. In order for radio frequency to have any effect on your collagen, it has to heat the dermis between, what was it? Is it 40 and 40? Oh my God, is it 40? What is it? Shoot. My brain's not working. Hold on one second. Oh, between 40 and 42. See, I thought it was like, I read something else about 65, and I think that was a cavitation device, that was more ultrasound. But when you're doing radio frequency, we're looking at between 40 and 42 degrees Celsius. And so there's a lot of devices that won't get there. And so you paid your money for something that's really just warming the skin, but not really doing anything in terms of collagen stimulation. So it has to be between that range of collagen stimulation, which is 40 degrees and 42. Really, I mean, you can go 41 to 43, but anything like that's below that is really not going to be doing anything for your skin. So you're literally wasting your time and your money on something like that. Somebody just put in the chat radio frequency. When we get off this live, because I won't be able to see the questions or anything after this live closes. I don't have access to that. Send me a direct message, or you can even, when I post this to my feed, normally I don't post these lives on Sunday to my main feed, but because I'm apologizing for my live yesterday, the camera angle and me, like, I can't see him. I literally the whole time I'm like, so embarrassing, so embarrassing. Anyways, couldn't be that embarrassing, or I wouldn't be telling you guys. But this live, I normally would go to my Instagram club that is like $4.99 a month, but I'm gonna put this on my main feed. So when I put this on my main feed, if you're interested in the radio frequency, you can just DM me radio frequency, and I'll send you the link to this device, and also this device. You guys can make your informed decisions on that. So, okay, I'm just gonna keep going here. You got to keep it moving, because there are devices too that get hotter than that 42 degrees Celsius, and guess what they can do? Burn your skin. They can also potentially melt your fat, which you don't want to do. Fat is our friend, you guys, in our face. And I want to make a point about this. when I asked on the group, on my Instagram story, which do you guys want me to do, chemical peel or radio frequency? And it was literally neck and neck. It was just tied the whole time. What I normally do at home is I concentrate this kind of device on the lower face, neck and chest. And the microcurrent device, I use a lot more around the delicate area of the eye to lift the eyebrows, to lymphatically drain this area. But when it comes to collagen stimulation, I'm using this and carving. I'm not going to touch my face because I just had that chemical peel. But I normally will carve out underneath my fat pad, to make sure that I'm not disrupting that fat, because fat is very easy to disrupt. And all of the companies say there's not a risk of that. There's not. But if you left this on your skin, could you melt fat? Yes, because all you have to do is damage a little bit of the cell membrane of a fat cell, and it will empty the contents over the next 4 to 6 weeks. That's how it works. That's how sculpture and cool sculpting work. The fat cells are very fragile. So if you're freezing it in a cool sculpting, you're damaging the membrane. That's why it takes 4 to 6 weeks, because it has to empty. And the same thing when you're doing like a sculpture, a heated thing that does fat, it just damages a tiny bit of that membrane. That's all it does. That's why it takes so long. Somebody says, I loved this. I learned something new. I'm an esthetician and still never know enough. I took microneedling course in fibroblasts and still learn a lot from you. That is the best compliment. That is the best compliment. Thank you so much. And also, you guys, I don't pretend to know everything. So if there's something else that's out there, I always appreciate those. And Lizzie, or Izzy, I think it was Izzy. If there's something new out there that you want to learn about, or like, have you heard about this, or what about, please send me a message, because I'm always wanting to learn more so that I can share that with you. Oh my God, your skin is glowing. It's satisfying. It's so satisfying. You should feel it. It's so satisfying. It feels like a little tight in a good way, in a very good way. Okay, I'm going to move this down. I'm not going to do the ion because the RF with the ion will pull anything out of my pores, and I'm not going to do that. I want to learn about jet plasma. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's something we can talk about. That's something I can definitely talk about. Okay, so I'm going to move this down to the EMS. Now, E&I is going to soak my products in more. I don't really necessarily want to do that. And maybe I could. I'll turn it down to low. This is going to be like one of those kind of things. Ooh, oh, yeah. Yeah. This is why you stay away from, oh my God. I want to show you guys with this hand so you can see what this arm does. Sometimes all you can do is laugh at yourself, right? Okay. But this is kind of funny. Ugh. Oh, yes. Ugh. Okay. That's why I don't like to do this a lot, because it's not exactly enjoyable. And I've got like these nerves that, all of a sudden my shoulders are doing this. So, okay. I'm going to do a little bit of this. Ugh. A little bit here. You don't want to use this if you have a pacemaker. Okay. That's why, and that's also why I took off, any jewelry that's close to me, but, okay. Oh. I'm going to go to a different one. I'm going to go to the electric muscle stimulation. Okay. Ooh, it's still, look at this arm. You guys see that? Look at this arm. Yeah. That's from the muscle stimulation here. Under here, it's not so bad, but when I get on my neck, it really starts. I know. Ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. If you guys go back and see that live yesterday, you'll be like, oh my God, Darnell, what were you doing? I couldn't see him. So imagine what you would look like if you were being filmed. If you guys want a good laugh, go back and see it. Imagine what you would look like if you're being filmed, if you've got all this light on you and you're like, I couldn't see what he was doing. Terrible. That was a terrible live. That's why you guys get this one. It's a bonus. I'll put this on my main feed afterwards. So if you guys are interested, even on the main feed, you can just like DM me protocol and I'll send you the weekly thing. For those of you who are interested in the microneedling, I can just DM me microneedling and I'll do that. Or if you want like the list of radio frequency devices, you can DM me radio frequency. I have not done, I'm working on the younger eyes protocol, but I have not yet done, this is how it starts. This is how all my lives start. They start with an outline, turns into a newsletter, so make sure you join that newsletter, that weekly newsletter, because it's really like a replay and clickable links of all the stuff that I talk about in my lives. It's on theme with all of that, so it's really helpful so that nobody's having to frantically take notes, right? You can just like kick back and either laugh at me or be entertained or just try to soak it all in, and then it comes to you on your email. I never sell your emails, ever, ever, ever. I can't believe people do that. Have you ever signed up for an email list and all of a sudden you start getting all these random emails? Somebody sold your email. It seems like that's wrong on so many levels. So all you'll ever get from me is one weekly email that kind of helps with solidify the information that I've talked about in the lives. But I don't yet have my guide to chemical peels, at-home chemical peels, but I will work on that. I think I'll work on that right after I get the younger looking eyes one done. Does that sound like a good idea? I did the same peel. Okay, I did the same peel. Oh my gosh, I've seen some of it, but missing a lot. I didn't think that. Oh, pretty interesting. Oh, really? Oh, God. I don't know. Some of the lives I'll watch back so that I can learn how to improve it for you guys, right? How do I stay on topic? How do I stop going off on various tangents? Like, nobody's perfect, you guys. This is, but I looked back at that one and I scrolled to the point where I'm like, I'm doing like all these weird things trying to see him, and I'm like, holy shit. That's when I walked in the front yard and did my story, and I'm like, okay, you guys, I'm coming on you live again tomorrow. I had some makeup to do. On that one. Okay. Well, how are we doing on time? We're doing good on time. Okay, I'm going to get back on my neck. I know, I like to do around here, don't we all? Don't we all just like to do around our jaw? Spend a little extra time on our jaw. Maybe what I'll do, I'm going to switch to this one. It's tripolar. Yeah, let's see. Ooh. Nope, I'm going to do a little bit heavier on this. And this one has like, it's going to be a little shocky. Oh, yep, it's a little shocky. Oh. Tighten that jaw up. Ow. Hoping that Luma, somebody said, I'm hoping that Luma will be on the Black Friday sale 600. I know, you guys, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think I'm really done with doing affiliate marketing. I'm just tired of it. I don't want to create content that says like, hey, here's what it does. No, I'm tired of it. But if I can save you guys some money, I get an affiliate link for you guys. It'll save you guys some money. I'll find out about the Black Friday thing, because I know that, oh shit, that hurts. I know that it's, I'm going to do a little bit of this. I know that it's expensive. But the good thing about that, I have to say, the good thing about the Lumo is that it is EMS. So if you had to choose between this and a microcurrent device, I would get this. Because not only is it radio frequency, but you also have muscle stimulation, which is essentially what microcurrent is, right? But this is like a little bit more drastic. Oh my God. This one hurts. I mean, they both hurt a little bit, but this one like is a little bit of shock. When I turn it on that mode, which of course I'm going to turn it on that mode. And again, you're staying away from that thyroid. Okay. I'm going to turn that part off. I just wanted to get a little bit of that shock in there. Sounds bad, but that's the truth. Okay. I'm going to come back here. I've got like 5 minutes. So if I missed a question, you guys ask me now so I can see it, because I think I'm caught up. Let's see. Yeah, I'm caught up. Okay, so I'm still on RF, and I put a little EMS photon on there, so it's blue light, red light. That's why I know this is expensive, and listen, there's cheaper ones on the market. When you DM me radio frequency, I'll give you the cheaper options as well. How often do you do this? Somebody just asked. It's all on here. If you're over 50, do it twice a week. If you're under 50, one time a week is fine. But again, like, as you can tell, you wouldn't go in office and do an in-office radiofrequency treatment twice a week. That would be nuts. You need to have your skin be able to heal, which is why I love how real you are. I love watching you. Thank you so much. Oh my God, even when I'm a big dork and do stuff like I did yesterday's live. Okay, whatever. Moving on, right? What are you gonna do? Laugh at yourself and move on. So on this one, I do radio frequency every Wednesday and every Saturday. I'll just tell you real quick, for those of you who don't have this, I microneedle on Sundays, I do a red light therapy mask on Monday, because I'm healing. Tuesday, I'm doing the full body panel. Wednesday, I'm doing radio frequency, face, neck, chest. Thursday is the red light mask again. Friday is microcurrent. Saturday's radio frequency. I start the whole thing back over, but with a different body part on microneedling. I throw in a chemical peel in there on Thursdays because it gives me enough time between microneedling. There is a method to the madness of that. Yeah, there's a method to the madness of that. But you can do too much at home, you guys. And I want you to have that analogy in your head about like a hairdresser that just over curls your hair and it just won't do anything. You could be doing that to your collagen, overstimulating the collagen, and be taking steps backwards, which is why I came up with this in the first place. Make sure you're honest with your dermatologist, you're honest with your med spas. They all have an idea of what you're doing at home and what you've done in other med spas. Don't fall into that trap of like, oh, more is better. More is not better. More is not better. Smart is better. Consistency is better. And don't just all throw everything in there in the kitchen sink. No, that's not going to be better for your skin. We're looking at the health of your skin. So how do you, in a consistent way, with strategic devices at home and procedures and chemical peels and skincare, in a consistent way, improve the health of your skin? This is 55 and no makeup on and up close and personal. But that's part of what I think helps us go through the aging process in such a way that we feel good about what we're doing. It's not about perfection. You guys, I have pores, they're small. I have, small red dots in places. I have scars on my body from falling off a barbed wire fence when I was little. It's not about perfection. It's about what are you doing personally in a self-care way to make yourself feel better and take the best care you can of your largest organ, that organ which we present to the world, that organ which is associated with our self-esteem. Just like our weight is, just like our hair is, our skin is associated with our self-esteem. We have a long way on this planet with this same skin. What are you doing to take care of it? What are you doing to take care of it? Okay, I think I missed something. I love that you do everything for the health of it. It's all about the health. It's all about the health of the skin. When you see, and again, I'm not going to point a finger at a fellow woman on this planet, but when you see people that do the things at home, that are giving themselves Botox at home, and they're giving themselves filler at home, they're doing threads at home, and they're doing all of this stuff at home, look at the integrity of their skin. Look at the thickness of their skin. If you're microneedling in a strategic way, your skin will be thicker, not thinner. If you're using retinoids in a smart way, your skin will be thicker and healthier, not thinner. So should you be using retinoids on your forearms where most people's skin gets crepey and they brushed up and it starts bleeding when you get older? Yes, retinoids, microneedling. Think about the integrity and the fitness of your skin. If we spend 30 minutes a day in the gym taking care of our muscles and our bones and our heart, why are we ashamed to spend 30 minutes a day on our skin? I'm not. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. Okay, I think I have to go. Let's see if I missed anything. You guys, if I missed anything, you can always join the Instagram club. It's $4.99 a month. If I missed your question, ask me the questions there and then bail on the club if you're not getting anything out of it. So totally up to you, but I will post this to my main feed because I'm apologizing for yesterday's live that wasn't my best work. Okay, I'll see you guys next Saturday, 11 a.m. I'm going to be talking about your metabolic health We're talking about the health. It's going to help us live longer, better, stabilize our glucose blood sugar level. That's going to be, it creates longevity, but it also could help with weight loss. So we're going to be talking about that, okay? I'll see you guys Saturday at 11. I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day. Mwah! Okay, I'll see you later.